This program is intended for mature audiences only and contains strong or potentially offensive language of an adult and sexual nature. So, listener discretion advised.
The views and opinions expressed on the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City do not reflect those of this station or its affiliates.
All music, stories, and characters are the sole property of their creators and are protected under international copyright law.
Sierra, Sweet Cheeks, Toxie, and Gliss are personalities put on for your entertainment.
What the hell is going on here? But somehow our intro dropped out and nothing's playing like it should be, and that's because it's the weather. I'm blaming it on the weather.
But we're here, so that can...
Not on.
Well, now your mic is on. Is my mic on?
Yeah, your mic's on.
God, you know what? 1 week we're not in the studio and we
Well,
forget how to do things.
I have no. It's that this system is old and it doesn't do what it's supposed to anymore. It shits the bed all the time. And even though I've told it to set to manual,
Not shit the bed, right?
yeah, I've said please don't shit the bed. It still insists on staring right in my ass, right in my eyes, and shitting all over itself.
If you all missed last week's show, you need to go back and listen to the archive because we did our second home invasion at Jacob Palmer's house. Jacob Palmer is the owner and entrepreneur and of Plush, the nightclub out here, which is one of our, I feel like this is in my face, is one of our BBW nightclubs out here.
Well, you were fine before you started moving shit around.
I'm sorry, I have to get snuggly wuggly over here. But so now he's got this reputation of doing bathtub selfies. So
I think he's more popular for that these days than he is for Plush.
Yeah. So it's a break, okay? And I start chit-chatting with people, and I'm working up the next guest and they're waiting, and I cannot find Toxie and Sierra. I'm like, you know what? They'll be back. Like, the breaks, I'm sorry, usually we don't take this long, and I'm apologizing to the person who is our next guest. And then Toxie comes running through with wet clothes and her hair wet.
Mm-hmm.
Go on from there.
So before this all got started, Toxie asked me, when we started planning this, she said, do you think it would be okay if I snuck upstairs into Palmer's bathroom and took bathtub selfies like his? And I said, I don't think he'll have a problem with it. She goes, do you think we have to ask him? I said, I don't think we have to ask him. I think we can just go do it.
Right. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Right. So we plan on doing this. We're going to take a long break. We always take a long break during the show.
Right.
And we were going to run upstairs and take a couple of quick selfies. I figured we were going to fake them and just fake the bathtub selfies.
Didn't she? She had her bikini with her.
Yeah, she brought her bikini with her.
Like ready.
She straight up drop a bath, put some bubbles in it. And apparently she did talk to Palmer, and Palmer was okay with all of this. And she brought up the same books that he had taken. And at some point I called down and I'm like, can we get your cowboy hat? And he brought us his cowboy hat, and people trying to go up there to go pee, and we're like, come in, as long as you're not shy. And they're like, no, I'll go downstairs and pee.
I think it's very easy to say that Home Invasion 2 outnumbered Home Invasion 1. There were a lot of people there.
There were a lot of people there.
And, a lot of people that I didn't recognize from things in town, but that came up to me and said, I love your show. I really think we're some people's guilty. Like, they don't go around telling everybody, hey, you listen to these girls talk about sex? But they're listening to us talk about sex.
They're listening to us.
They're listening.
We know you're listening.
And Toxie, this was her first bash since coming on the show. And she was so excited because so many people would come up to her and not know her by her street name.
Right.
But you're Toxie. So she had her first little bout of,
recognition
from other people other than our little community here in Vegas. So that's always fun. So I think that the Palmer thing is going to be an annual event. It seems to be that successful, and Jacob hooks it up.
Yeah, he does.
We have alcohol. We have SinCityBounty punch, food. We love Robin, the little girl in the fat girl world. We just love her, and she does the meatballs and some stuff. There was a DJ, a photo booth, and what is it? The
tattoo artist.
But who was the guy? The graphic guy.
The animator.
Animator. He's going to be on the show. I talked to him. He's going to come on the show. Really cool guy. Asked me. He said he wanted a SinCityBounty shirt, so I took mine off. But none of you are surprised at that.
No.
So, but it was a great time. So if you didn't get a chance to listen in live, go back. We had some good interviews with some of the people there. Um,
There's
Jessica
good
and
stuff.
the Z Dolls were
Yeah, they'll
there.
be on next week, I think.
Yep, we had some of our local porn girls in town. Tia, Tidra Diora, Liza Lure, our ex porn star Desiree Devine.
Mm.
You hang with us, I'm telling you, you might fall into a meet, right?
It's always a bad time.
Always a bad. No,
Someone
it's always a
someone's
good
getting
time.
arrested. It happens every
We
time.
really. Oh, you know what? You know what? I got an invite, and I was told to tell you guys. Saturday night is Tyra Scott's birthday party, and they're having a party, so we are all invited Saturday night.
This next
This
Saturday?
Saturday coming up. There's no events. There's no red label. No nothing. I am definitely going, and that's Toxie's girl boy crush. I don't.
Boy girl crush?
Boy girl crush.
Girl boy?
Her tranny
Her
crush.
tranny crush.
And so I'm sure that they'll go. So you and Kelly got in?
Well, I don't know yet.
Okay.
We'll see what's
Find
on the
out,
on
but
the
let's
menu.
go to Tyra's. We could like collect some guests that night.
We're trying to cram as much naked, sexy time as we
No, but you
can.
know what? Have naked, sexy time in the afternoon. And come on, I know Ken needs a little bit of turnaround time. So you go to the party for turnaround time, and then you go back and have naked, sexy sex.
Yeah,
Just don't
except
wear
that
any panties and go in the bathroom and put your ass in the air for him.
sometimes we have the boy. Actually, we have the boy a lot because it's back to school season and weekends are really busy for his dad. So
Right.
that's the
Well,
only downside.
there's options there.
I can't really afford those options.
Um,
So
Your sister lives with you and she's pregnant. Pretty soon she won't be able to move, so all she can do is stay home babysit for you. How about
yeah,
that?
no, she's never even home anymore. Like I've asked her
Is she showing?
many times. Oh yeah, she's showing.
But she's so tiny.
Yeah, she's gonna be a giant fat cow when she gets to 9 months.
Are you gonna be happy about
I'm gonna make fun of her
that?
because she went through all of this diet pill crap to get down to the little tiny
Oh, and I
Skeletor
mean
body that
this
she
tiny,
was.
you guys.
I
Like
mean, you
this
could count
tiny.
toe bones. It's gross. Like
Yeah.
she's just too skinny. But there's nothing you can
My
say to her
no
about
lie.
that.
My thigh is bigger than her waist. No
My
lie.
thigh
I'm
is
not.
bigger
Yeah,
than
I'm
her
not kidding
waist.
you. No lie.
And now she's all like, "Oh, I'm fat and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Girl, you ain't even halfway there yet.
No.
You just wait till you are a giant fat cow." And I told her you won't be able to shave your legs or
Wait
your
till she gets about
cootie or
7
anything
months,
else.
because those last 2 months,
Are bad.
yeah, you got to pee every 6 minutes, and
Mhm.
yeah, just wait.
Yeah, she's like, "I will shave my legs one way or the other." And I'm like, no, because you won't even care. Like
No.
in
Oh,
that
you
last
won't.
trimester, you don't give a fuck. You're like, hairy legs, hairy vagina. I don't give
I
a
was
fuck.
pregnant in Texas in
Mm-mm.
August with no air conditioner.
Fuck
Okay,
that noise.
I sat on the back step of this little house with the hose and did this, and I'm 8 months pregnant. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, no, my last trimester was at the very end of the summer here in Vegas
Oh,
because
that's a tough. Yeah,
I had
October.
my
Yeah,
boy in October. So
September's still very, very hot here. Yeah.
yeah, August, September, October was my last trimester.
Yeah.
That's some rough shit
And
right
I'm
there.
glad I'm done birthing babies.
Me too.
Ain't birthing no babies. My shit's hard boiled, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny because my mom, when we went to Arizona, it was a couple of months ago,
Uh huh.
my mom was hounding me at the table with all of the other people sitting around about having more babies. Now, my mom knows that I cannot,
Right.
that my ovaries have failed. Like, I'm shooting blanks these
Yeah,
days.
exactly.
There's no more babies actually able to come out. Not
Right.
only that,
You're not producing any eggies.
right, and the only person I would ever want to have babies with, if I wanted to have more babies, can't have babies either. So
My
she
God, if you
knows
guys ever did
this.
get pregnant, it would be you guys would have to go. This is from God, and we have to birth this baby.
Yeah, this is some sort of miracle Messiah child. Like,
Right.
something's happening here. And we would both want DNA tests because I was sure it wasn't mine, and he'd be sure it wasn't his.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd be like, "There's an alien in me."
And I'd be shopping because I have to be cha-cha, I'd be shopping.
Yeah, that'd be weird. But yeah, so she was hounding me about another kid, and I'm like, I don't even know why you're hounding me because A, I've never wanted more than one kid, and B, I can't have more kids. So if you need more grandbabies, you need to talk to your other two children.
Right.
And it was just a couple of weeks after that that my sister announced she was pregnant. Now
Does she
this
know what
is
she's having yet?
no, she finds out on Tuesday.
And what are we hoping for?
I want a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, because uh
Well, right, because Daniel, your little guy's the boy.
yeah, he's the boy, and my mother's a very terrible habit of showing favoritism. Even when her kids were around, like You could tell who was favorite at what time when.
Right.
Like right now, we all know who the favorite kid is, and it certainly isn't me. Um, and I know she's going to do that with her grandkids. If it's a girl, my son won't be quite so offended because I'm already trying to justify why he only sees his grandmother who lives 45 minutes away once every 3 months.
Right.
If suddenly we see her all the time, but she's like taking the other grandbaby to places, it better be a girl going to girl places.
Yeah.
That would be acceptable. Taking another little boy to go do boy
See, I was the
things
same way when
would be
my grandson
unacceptable.
little sister was born. I wanted it to be a girl for the exact same reason. Yeah.
Yeah. It just, I love I love my mom. I love my mom. I really love my mom.
I know you do.
But I
You don't even have to agree with their ways, even though you love them.
I don't
Yeah.
understand her.
Right.
Like sometimes she does things that blow my ever loving mind. Just seriously blow my fucking mind. Like date a guy who threatened to kill your kids or, you know, accept a $12,000 gift from somebody 3 weeks after dating them or yeah, like she's always done things that have kind of, boggled my mind, and of course they've all happened after the divorce, so I blame my dad, uh who I love also.
Well, and from the outside looking in, and I like your mom. She's fun to be around, and
My
I
mom,
like her a
when she's
lot.
on when she's
Yeah.
on the ball, she's a blast.
And some
I
of the
love.
times that we've been out with your mom and stuff, I've had a great time. I hold her
Yeah.
coffee mug, and but from the outside looking in, sometimes, and you're the oldest child, you are the parent of the family.
I often am,
Yes,
yes.
that's where I see
Uh,
that sometimes.
My mom has openly admitted to the fact that I raised her two youngest children. Like she'll tell everybody, "Oh, I didn't raise them, she did," and be like, "Yeah, try to blame all that, bullshit craziness going on with them with me." No, 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 no.
That well, no, that might
Yeah.
be like DNA.
No, yeah, that might be something that's because I raised them, and not how I raised them. Like,
Right. Like they didn't have a mother.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, mom. I
No,
love you
that's
and
how
all,
it is.
but trying to
The more
overcompensate.
the older I get, and the more I see other of my friends' situations with their parents, the more blessed I feel. I really had a pretty leave it to beaver kind of life. I mean, for the most part, my parents that are still together,
Right up,
married 54 years, or
you know,
53 years.
right up until the last 5 years of my parents' marriage, I knew pretty young that my parents should not be together anymore. I knew pretty young I really thought they were going to get a divorce before I was out of high school. Just because they didn't sleep together anymore for years, they didn't sleep together. My mom,
Obviously,
I
yeah.
mean, not just because my mom worked during the day and my dad worked at night. They often had the same days off. It was also, family vacations were never family vacations because it would be
Either dad with you guys or mom with you
it
guys.
was never mom with us. It was always dad with
Oh,
us. Like my
really?
mom couldn't for it was okay for my dad to take a week off, but it wasn't okay for my mom to take a week off. And
Wow.
I mean, just the little things. And when you're older and you've lived with this for years, you kind of understand it.
See, we did family vacations all together in the car. Every night, dinner was on the table at the same time, and we ate dinner as a family every night. I mean, like I said, the older I got, and God knows I sure didn't see it when I was young, and my parents are still together. I had such a leave it to beaver life.
Yeah, my parents should have gotten a
I'm very
divorce
blessed.
way before they did because things would have been better for my sisters. They would have been better for me. My sisters grew up with two parents who just about despised living with each other.
Yeah, that's
And then the
okay.
last 7 years of their marriage, because my mom thought, oh shit, I might actually lose my husband, she did a complete 180 and changed everything about who she is to try to appeal to my dad. And all that did was drive my dad further away because now he's like, well, you're not the woman I married and you're not the woman I hate, so I don't know what to do with you
What are you
anymore.
like a stranger?
You're a complete stranger to me. Yeah, and that's how my dad explained it to me. I don't know why my parents felt the need to come and cry on my couch. Like,
That's very
there
sad.
are
Yeah, that's
therapists
stuff
out
that you
there.
don't need to know
Look,
about.
I don't need to
Yeah,
know
no
about
kidding.
how sex went from once every other month, maybe once a year, to like, your mom's on me all the time, trying to just grab my dick all the. And I'm like, I don't care about any of this. I don't mean my mom telling me, well, for a long time, your dad's thought of romance was, hey, I've got a chubby, let's go upstairs. I'm like, I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about
why
your
would you
sex
tell these?
life.
Why would you tell your children that?
I don't
I mean, as open as I am, I don't say that stuff to my 24-year-old daughter. You know what I mean?
I don't understand it either, honestly. My parents, that whole divorce made the two of them completely fucking bonkers. They both went off the fucking deep end. Like my dad threw my mom into a
But you
wall.
know
My
what?
mom didn't call the cops,
Divorce
you
is fun.
know.
Now you've been divorced once. I've been divorced twice, and I gotta tell you, my one of my divorces set me like I come home and put the blanket over my head for a while.
Did you touch the button?
I didn't touch nothing, honey. I don't even know where the button is in this chain.
Hmm.
No, nope, it's up.
Okay.
I was just a bit away from it. So, I divorce is fuck what divorce does to people. And somebody told me that it takes half as long as you were with somebody to get over them. So, in other words, let's say you're with them 8 years, that it almost takes you close to 4 years to get past that.
Well, it certainly ain't been no 15 years since the
Well,
divorce
she's
for my
past it.
mom. No, she's not over it. I'm gonna tell you right now, as much as she loves her
Her new guy, yeah.
fiance, I think deep down inside of her that if my dad came back and said, "I fucked this shit up, I'd like to get you back," I think she might go back
But
with
do you
him.
think it's really because of love or because you want to try to correct the mistakes you made?
What's the difference?
Well, it may not be that she really loves him. It may be an internal thing that says, I feel the need, I did some fucked up things and I want to try to make them right.
I don't know. And I don't think they should get back together. That'd be kind of cool, I guess.
It
But
doesn't matter at your age now.
no, at my
Yeah.
age it doesn't matter. If
And
they're
your
getting
son
back
knows it's
together,
the way it is. So.
yeah. If they're getting back together, it's not for the kids. Let me tell you
Right.
that right now.
Right.
It can't be for the grandkids because my kid is at least he doesn't even remember when my mom and dad were together.
Right.
Like he's only
Can
ever
we
known
tell everybody the
them
theme
separate.
of your mother's wedding, please? Please, can we tell this?
Um,
Ah!
it's going to be a camouflage wedding. Think Honey Boo Boo meets Duck Dynasty.
Can you wear like pink camo?
I don't know what I'm wearing
Are
because
you in the wedding?
I don't know yet, and I don't know yet. I do know that my mom is searching for the right matching shirts for me and my sister to wear.
God, I can't wait to see these pictures.
I am planning on, I love my mother, but I'm planning on blocking her from tagging me on Facebook for like
No,
6 months.
please, you gotta
Just
show
saying, I
us.
might unfriend her. I might block her.
No. She's my friend on Facebook, so
Ugh,
like,
damn it.
yeah, she's my Facebook friend.
That
I'm
is
gonna
the,
be like, send me more pics.
that's just what
You
I
know
want.
what you need to do? It's her decision. It's her wedding.
It is.
Although I did laugh and went, "What?" when you told me. But you know what?
Their original two themes that they were tossing around were great. Like it
Oh,
was
the
going to be a pirate
pirate.
wedding.
When you were talking about that, it was
Well,
awesome.
she was like, I want to do a pirate wedding out on Lake Mead. That's awesome. I know people with pirate boats. Like we could
Right.
do this.
Yes.
Like
Very cool.
I know pirates.
See, I thought that was the coolest idea.
Like that would be perfect. But no. And then she was like, no, we're going to do like a Renaissance theme with kilts and gowns and everything. And I'm
Which
like,
is very appropriate for her man.
exactly.
Very appropriate.
And I'm like, that's fabulous. I know where to get all of that.
I have stuff.
I'm already ready for that wedding. I have everything I need for that wedding.
And I had you a pirate costume at my house.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I was ready for
But
those.
you know
and
what
then,
you got to do? You just got to kind of embrace it and have the best. But I'd be walking around with a Jack Daniels bottle if it were me.
That's probably what I'll do. But then my mom was like hemming and hawing about it. She wasn't sure what she wanted to do, and I'm all like, hey, I was in the wedding business for long enough. Whatever you want to do, I can get it for you. No problem.
Make it happen,
We can work
yeah.
it out. And then like a month ago, she dropped this like picture. Hey, look, this is the pattern. This is the fabric of my dress. I'm like, at first I'm like, oh, that's really pretty. It's like, it looks like flowers kind of. And then I blew it up and I'm like, this. I sent her a text. I was like, is this camouflage?
She's actually making a camouflage dress.
Yes.
Does it look like a wedding dress camouflage, or is it just kind of like a suit? Or
No, she's making a dress, but it's kind of like a summer A line.
okay,
I don't know if she's doing the sleeves or not. I know because I bought and paid for the pattern for her. So she has the pattern.
Oh, and you and your sister are wearing matching something.
Something.
And well, what? How comfortable is this wedding gonna be though?
T-shirts and jeans, I think.
And a bottle of Jack Daniels. I'm saying, make the wedding
No.
pictures authentic. Bottle of Jack Daniels.
I plan on getting a hip flask and a holster for that hip flask and wearing it in full view of everyone because at every given moment in time, this is what you'll see. Glug, 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 glug. I gotta make it through the day.
Well, and you should because you know that's the kind of wedding it is.
I don't know. No, because I don't want to be
What
the
would
drunk
be your
family
if
member.
you were
at
to
the
get
wedding.
married? And I know that's not your thing.
No.
What kind of theme? What would you do?
Winter.
Like snow,
Yes.
winter, snowflakes,
At Mount Charleston.
Christmas?
No, not
Just
Christmas.
winter.
Winter. No,
Okay.
it'd be on Mount Charleston in the middle of January. Colors are periwinkle and silver.
Boy, you've thought about
I
this.
have thought about this. I worked in the wedding industry, and the thing is that when you work in the wedding industry, everyone assumes you were either married or going to be married. And so people ask you all the time, "Oh, what's your wedding like?" I was not married, so what is your wedding going to be
Right,
like?
your theme.
When are you getting married? And of course, I was only dating my son's father at the time. I just barely had my son. He wasn't even a year old yet. And so I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, we'll get married. It's going to be sometime in the middle. It'll be in January." I had to make up a wedding. I
Right?
had to
So that was
decide a
your
wedding. And so I thought about it and I'm like, if I ever did want to get married, that's what I would want it to be. I would want it to be a winter
Now, see,
wonderland.
I wanted as far away from fucking snow. My idea next. Now, I've been married twice. I've done this 2 times. So if I ever do it again, first of all, it's got to be somebody from heaven because you know how I am.
Mhm.
Okay, and really barefoot in the sand.
Like
Barefoot in
a
the sand.
destination
Well, and
wedding.
even, I don't care if it's just him and I for the destination. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to, or a boat. I would love it. You can go out off in,
That was the only thing I was worried about.
oh, the
I am
boat.
terribly
You can go
seasick.
right off of Long Beach and rent those boats, and you can have 100 guests drive to
I
Long
threw up on a
Beach, and
ferry on Lake Michigan on a calm day. So
oh
I went into the wave
no.
pool at Cowabunga Bay this weekend and thought I was going
Can
to
you
lose my
fly?
cookies. Yeah, I can
It's a
fly.
different kind of
It's a
motion,
different
huh?
kind of motion, yeah. I can
Wow.
fly, but I do bring little ginger snacks,
Okay.
little air sickness
Now,
candies.
what about roller coasters? That kind of motion,
I can do them
as long as they're not
once.
spinning.
No, I can do them, but not back to back. Like once I've
Oh.
done one, I need time to recover from that. And then one, and it's like a good 20, 30. I'm like a dude. I need like 20, 30 minutes before I'm ready to
Your
get up
turnaround
again.
time.
Yeah. But yeah, no, but I can listen to Deadliest Catch. I cannot watch it for any
That's
length of time.
crazy.
The boat, especially when you're watching the ocean and the boat's bobbing around and I'm just like,
Well, we
"Whoa, I
won't have
can't
to
do
worry
this."
about you coming to my boat wedding because it ain't happening for probably ever.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll stand
So.
on the beach and throw flowers at you. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a camouflage wedding. My son's gonna be the ring bearer. My mom is unsure of whether she wants me and my sister in the wedding party or not. I'm like, I really don't
Where are they
care.
having this fiasco?
Out at our property in
Oh, okay,
Arizona.
okay, so okay.
Yeah, and I have to find a caterer
I
who
was
will
gonna
go
say,
out
who's a
there.
caterer going
Yeah,
out
I've
that
got to
way? You're
find a
not cooking, are
caterer.
you?
I probably will end if I can't find a caterer. Yeah, I will probably end up being cooking it all. But I can handle catering a party. That's not a big deal.
Right, right.
Like, I would love it if I don't have to dress up because I'm busy back in the kitchen
You don't have to be part of
cooking.
the pictures, right?
Right. I will be,
Your mother's
though.
not gonna let that happen.
No, I will be. I'll be ripping and roaring and rooting and
You
tooting
can
right with
wear.
them. I can't get drunk, though, because my kid's going to be there. So I'll be the only adult not shit-faced
Well,
there.
is baby daddy gonna be there? He can watch the kids.
I don't know.
Are braids pigtails?
I have no idea.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I got to find the caterer, and I don't know what they're doing for a DJ. It's
Well, we know
insane.
somebody that knows a lot of DJs.
We do, and
Some very good ones. That DJ at Jacobs the other night, he was mixing some
yeah,
like
Walker.
now 40 like top 40 songs with kind of a reggae. It was great.
Yeah, Walker and his
Walker. Walker was shy.
apprentice.
He didn't want to come on the radio.
No, well,
He
I
was
thought his
shy.
apprentice was Walker because his apprentice looks a lot like him in the picture that he gave us.
No, Walker was the guy in the red cap.
And no, that was not Walker. The
Oh,
red cap
that was the apprentice that I was confused too.
No, Walker was the guy who, when he was on the
The white t-shirt.
turntables, was using the
Okay.
the
See,
telephone
and I
handset
thought
instead of the.
Walker was the
No, the apprentice
oh,
was,
jeez,
and
I
I
tell you
thought
what
that was
I
Walker
knew.
too.
Wow.
But no,
Great
but they
music
were.
though.
Oh yeah, they were both great DJs.
Great
So.
music. So yeah, so you can probably hook your mom up with a DJ. At least you know you get good music to dance to.
Yeah.
And Sierra gave
Although
the golden rule of DJing a fat party.
do not play line dances back to back. You need at least 15 to 20 minutes between each line dance.
We have to rest a minute.
Yeah, fat
The
girls need to
fatties
rest.
have to rest. Fatties have to rest.
Can't just go bouncing around.
Yeah, exactly.
Some
Exactly.
bullshit.
Bullshit. Okay, and you went to Cowabunga Bay, the new water park here in Las Vegas.
I did go to Cowabunga
And your
Bay.
son thinks your butt'll get stuck in the slide?
He does. So we were
God,
preparing.
he would be worried if Cha-Cha came.
Yeah, we were preparing for this, and I'm not entirely certain where he got the idea of Me getting stuck in the slides. Like my butt isn't that big. I know that overall I'm kind of a roundish shape, but
No, you don't carry it in your back. It's in your boobs.
yeah, it's all in my boobs. But so we were talking about the slides, and I was telling him, if you're gonna go on the slides, you've got to go with Cali Guy, and he's like, I know, we're gonna go on all of them. I said, okay. I said I would go too, but I can't walk up the stairs. I got a bad knee now, and he's like, you would probably get your big butt stuck in them too. This is what my kid says. Now, he doesn't think he's saying anything offensive because honestly, he's raised by me.
Right.
And so
yeah. So the words
calling
big, fat, all those are just
just descriptive
words. Yeah.
terms for someone's body, like, oh, she's skinny, or she has big boobs, or she's
white
fat,
and blonde hair,
right,
yeah.
or she's got blonde hair or blue eyes. To him, they're just descriptive terms, which is great. Unfortunately, it's going to get his ass kicked when he gets a little bit older. I'm trying to dial that down with him and remind him, look, telling someone their butt is big is, I'm fine with it, but most people are not.
Right.
You can't just go around going, hey babe, you got a big ass. Like, that might work at a BBW event, but that's not going to work in the 3rd grade.
In the 3rd grade.
Parent teacher conference. I can hear that coming now.
Oh God, that's funny.
We have a problem with your child. I was really worried that I'd get called in by the kindergarten teacher because he's going to call somebody an asshole or a bitch. But he knows, when he can and cannot use certain words. But descriptive terms, he's like, why can't I say fat? Because people are assholes. That's why.
Yeah, really, they don't get it.
Like, I have no other answer for you, my child, other than that guy's a dick. Like, that's it. So, yeah, we went to Cowabunga Bay. That was a blast. It was not busy yet. I think we picked the right weekend to go because it's 2 weekends before school starts. Next weekend will probably be insane because
Right.
everybody will be trying to get their kicks in before school starts.
When's the close date for the winter?
They don't close.
They're gonna be home.
They're going to be open on the weekends.
All winter?
Supposedly.
It gets cold around here November, December.
It sure does. I don't know. Maybe they'll stay open. Right now, their calendar looks like it's open all the way through
You're
October.
gonna have to wear a wetsuit because
Yeah.
you're standing up on the slide and that wind blowing.
Woof.
Oh, wetsuits.
Yeah. So, yeah, I floated around the lazy river. We went into the
That's what I
wave
would
pool because
do.
I was like, hey, that's going to be fun. We'll go into the wave pool. We'll bounce around on the waves. I went through 2 cycles and I was like, I got to get out of here.
That's a lot of work when because if you're not in the right, you're not on a floaty or you're not shallow enough, it knocks your ass over and
It
you
does.
can't get up and the water's coming at you.
Right. And then for some reason, the water hits you just right. And I mooned like 500 people twice at least in the fucking wave pool. Because I tried it in a floaty, but they're not quite big enough for me. But they're just big enough to get all the way up to my tits and shove them up into my face. And then my ass is hanging out because it's ripped my bottoms off. And it's like, I'm going to throw up and my ass is showing. It's time for us to get out of the pool.
Lazy River's mighty. I just sit there all day. Anybody want to find me? Just catch me as I float.
That was exactly what I told Callie Guy and my
Yeah.
kid. They're like, when they're wandering off to do slides, they're like, where are you going to be? I said, right here.
Yeah.
I said, either here or in the shade.
Now, is it like the old Wet and Wild was that the Lazy River goes kind of around the whole park?
Yeah, it does kind of go
Okay.
around the whole park, so you can see all the slides. You can be seen from all the slides.
That's good.
That was, yeah, I mean, it was great. It's got its own, like, little bay there, so
yeah,
you get in and out.
I gotta get there. I haven't been there. I've been really busy.
Yeah, it's
but
a lot
I
of
gotta
fun.
get
They have
there.
plans for expansion that they're already working on.
Well,
They've got
they still got building
2 more
materials in the
slides
parking
going
lot.
up. Yeah.
They're still building.
They've got
'Cause
a
that's not far from my house at all.
no, it's not, and it's not far from mine either, which is
No,
great.
Yeah, well,
Pay
like
the extra
between you and I.
Pay the extra $5. Parking for general parking is $5. Pay the extra 5 for preferred parking because it's like 5 steps from the front door.
Well, that's what fat ass needs.
That's what I did.
Okay.
$5 for or $10 for
That's
preferred
well
parking.
worth it to me.
I paid the $8 for the small locker. Unless you're bringing like 800 children with you and have to put all this crap in a thing. Number one, don't bring if you're going in the heat of summer, you do not need to bring a towel.
No, because you dry
You
off
will dry
immediately.
off. You do not need to bring a towel unless you plan on laying out in one of the
The only
grassy
time you
areas.
need the towel is when you're getting ready to go home. At
Yeah,
the end of the day.
And you can leave them in the car. You don't need to bring them in with you, I promise. Just a small is big enough for your purse, like your sunscreens so you can reapply, goggles if you want to bring them. The little kiddie cove for the little kids is great.
See, yeah.
I mean, and they have the water area is only 1.4 inches deep,
Okay.
so you can sit in it, and they have umbrellas and
Oh,
shades
that's right
area.
That's right where Sweet Cheeks fat ass needs to be.
Wait, and that you can. There's a little like table underneath the umbrella so you can put your drink down
Oh,
on there.
I'm
and-
volunteering to take care of all the little ones. They
Yeah.
just gather around their cha-cha, and that's me.
They've got like there's lifeguards everywhere.
You know what's
there.
great about being a grandmother rather than a mother? Because when you take your children, I remember when my daughter was young and I was married and he had two, and we had the kids three kids all summer. So it was always a constant, what are we going to do? So when you're the mother, you've got to pack the cooler and you have to make sure you keep track of all of them and home base and run with this one and find that one. You go home fucking exhausted. When you're the grandma, I take care of home base. Is where I be. So that's a good part about being grandma.
Yeah. That's the great part about only having one kid
Yeah.
too, is that, you don't have to split like one kid wants to go here, one kid wants to go there, and one kid wants to go over here.
Mhm.
Nope. And it's great that it's also great having a partner in life like I do who is just as
Wants to have
excited
fun.
about
Yeah, exactly.
doing these things with my kid as my kid is about doing them with him. Like
Right.
he was stoked as soon as he found out like we were going to be doing this. All he could talk about the whole time was, "Oh, Callie Guy and I we're going to go on every single." They ended up not going on every single slide because after the getting lost incident, he was like
a little shook up.
little shook up. Yeah. So at some point, I was floating around the lazy river. This was when I was getting my back burned. My back is a little sunburnt right now. They were going on there's 4 slides that have a single central staircase. So you go up there and then you decide which slide you're going to go on.
Okay.
And there's only 3 of them are in operation right now. One of them's being finished. So they got up there and they got on they did the first slide, and it's the yellow slide. You get to pick yellow, green, blue, or pink. The yellow slide is the one that you like shoot straight down into a toilet bowl and it kind of flushes you around and then flushes you out the bottom of
royal
the toilet
flush,
bowl. Yeah. And then you come out the bottom and splash out. Well, the way they were doing it is my kid would go first, and then Callie Guy would follow him. That way, Callie Guy would know that he didn't freak out at the top. Like the rule was, if you get to the top, you've got to take a slide down. That was the only rule.
Exactly.
And the kid was totally okay with this. Like I was worried he would not be, because sometimes he's kind of a little.
But he surprises me in those situations, like the Ferris wheel and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, he steps up to the plate when he needs to.
Right. So apparently the guy operating the telling people when they could slide was taking a really long time, and my kid freaked out and thought, I guess, that Callie Guy had already come down and left him or whatever. Like he wasn't sure what happened.
Yeah.
So he went to the bathroom to see if I was at the bathroom. He went to our locker because he knew where our locker was. We weren't there. And then he went and found a lifeguard and was like, I've lost my parental guidance. Can you please help me? And they, I guess they asked him, where's the last place you saw your mom? And he's like, on the lazy river. And I already knew that he was lost because Callie Guy came and was like, have you seen your kid? I'm like, where did you lose him? At the slide. I don't know how it happened.
And you knew he was in the confines of that park.
Well,
somewhere.
and the park's not big at all. Like,
okay,
you can walk from one end to the other in less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
They have everything designed well so that it's all very centrally located.
Oh, that's nice.
There's not a lot of walking to get from one thing to the other. It's really well put together, I gotta say. So that was when I was about halfway through the river. Where you can't get off in the middle of the river. You can only get in and out at the bay.
Oh, it's not like where you had several ons and offs around.
No, there's only one on and off.
Because I used it like a train to get from one ride to the other. Yeah.
No, there's only one on and off. So I'm like, all right. So I get to the part where I'm going to be getting out of the pool and or getting out of the lazy river, and just as I come around the corner, I see my kid holding hands with a lifeguard pointing at my fat ass, and I'm like, oh, there's my boy right there. And so I go and I tell him to come get in the pool. He's like, okay. And he jumps down in with me, and then we get out and we meet Callie Guy.
It's so great because I bet he had the bravest face until he seen Mom. And it's like, Mom, I got lost.
Right. No, he seemed like he was totally, but he had his sunglasses on, so he could have been weeping, and I wouldn't have known it. I got him down into the pool, and he's like, I'm so glad I found you.
From the first time that I've met your son, what, 3 or 4 years ago, whatever, to now, he has so taught himself to toughen up.
Yeah.
Like I have seen him in so many situations where like it's not his comfort zone, but because like there's other kids and okay, I'm gonna do this, and he's very good
Yeah.
about that.
We'll still never get him through a haunted house, but
No,
no.
no. When we trick or treat,
Halloween,
he does not want to do
I gotta say,
that.
he enjoys getting the candy and making the costumes and dressing up and going trick or treating. But if there's so much as a black cat that like moves its tail, he's like,
Even when
fuck that candy.
even when we went to the trunks, they had the candy in the trunk of
Even
the cars.
even when you go to a trunk or treat and there's something a little scary at the trunk,
The
he's
one
like,
lady had a
mm-mm.
like a platter of the candy, and she just like had a plastic spider just every
Oh,
once. He would
fuck.
not take a piece of candy off of that.
Not with spiders. He
And
will
when we
not
trick or
fuck with
treat, there's a
spiders.
house down my, we, if you're a regular listener, you know we do this great big crazy Halloween thing at my house. But down the street, there is a house that, I mean, they make like their whole yard and their garage is a haunted house. And her little guy just waits on the curb
He
till
sure
the other
does.
kids
He's
go
like,
through it.
I like candy, but not that much.
And you know what's crazy is before they even, we make the young kids walk. We sit on the porch, Sierra and me,
Yeah,
and a
the
couple of my
young
other friends.
parents go.
Young parents take the kids. But before they even go out, you hear her little boy going, I'm not going in the haunted house.
I'm not going in the scary ones. Nope. And there is nothing you can say that will convince him
And
to
my
go up
daughter
there.
said that every time there was one, he stood right by her and waited for everybody else to come out.
Yep.
So,
And he's not even mad that he missed out on the candy. He's
No.
like, nope, because when that scary ass ghost pops out and you shit your pants, I get to laugh at you. No, he does not fuck with that.
no, he doesn't.
And spiders either. Like he does not like spiders at all.
no,
Not even
he
fake
doesn't.
plastic. Not even we got a goofy little stuffed spider with like a big stupid grin on its face,
Right.
and he was like, we're not keeping that. We're giving that away.
That's crazy.
It's like it's good. It's funny looking. It's a happy spider. No. Okay. It's a spider.
I think we need to take a little break, don't we?
Sure, we can
All
take a
right,
break.
we're going to take a little break. You've been listening to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City. Don't go away. We have a very special guest coming in, Mr. Andy Martello. So if you get a chance, Google him before we come back. See you soon.